Hey everybody. I've been struggling with perfectionism all my life, and I am pretty much to the point where I have got to see victory over this. It is nasty. It is just stopping me everywhere I turn, and I am not willing to put up with dealing with perfectionism for the rest of my life. I have had it, and so I'm taking on some action. And there's something that really I have really loved this phrase, ready, fire, aim. And it's from a book called Ready, Fire, Aim that I haven't even read, but I've heard people talk about it a number of times, and I just like that phrase. It so goes against what I do. Ready, fire, aim. I am ready, aim forever, and then maybe pull the trigger on different things in my life, music or blog posts or different things that I'm doing. And it's a torture. And so to live that way, it just is not the way we're supposed to live. And so I am kicking this thing, man. I've started my website. I've started 2 blogs, with my blog on the website and then blog on another website. And I am doing these videos, and I'm probably doing some other things that are just forcing me to just put stuff out there. The whole Ready, Fire, Aim thing is about just produce, do as good, sometimes good enough is good enough. You just put it out there and you deal with the fixes later if you need to. And you just deal with it, you live with it. And you know what? I can see this play out in the big pursuit of my life in the past was playing saxophone. And I played in front of lots of people, big audiences, different things, all sorts of places. And you just can't, it's hard. It's hard to be a perfectionist when you're doing that, because you're living in fear, because you never can, nothing is ever good enough, even if you're doing really well. So I do things with excellence for the most part, but it's never good enough. And so I'm never satisfied. And so if you're playing something, it's going out there, and you better, so you can't be under that pressure. You have to be in a more relaxed state in order to produce something that sounds good. And to just have your wits about you, So I guess I got to this point. Man, there were some days, I could go back on many times when one thing I've found to be true is that many times that when I play a gig or something, I felt like I didn't do so great. And even though I would have people come up to me and say, I did a good job, and they really liked it, and I can tell when people are just saying it, and these are people I really trusted, and but I wasn't happy with what I did. I felt I could have done better, but you know what? They weren't holding me to the same standard as I was. And I was holding myself to an impossible standard. And so I just had to start relaxing and realizing that, there's probably not a professional saxophone player out there who's going to judge your playing, or into the minutia. Most people I found, there's probably professional musicians that are probably saying, well, I don't know who did so great, but you know what? You get over that. But the majority of the people out there, they don't have a trained ear to hear all this stuff that I'm hearing. And for the most part, as long as I did pretty good, everything was cool. And I had to just relax. That's one of the things that helped me relax. I am not advocating for people to slack and do bad work and to not make things good. But you sometimes, I think pretty much mostly, you just have to relax, and you have to let some of that stuff go, and you have to find out ways to let that stuff go. And it's hard sometimes, but so I was able to kind of do that with playing sax, and I realized I was shooting for such a higher standard, and when you shoot for such a high standard, you're going to please most of the people most of the time, but it still is torture to live that way. I've got to figure out a way to relax and to just put stuff out there and be okay with it. And you know what? I can fix it later. It's not, So another thing I found is that when you start just putting stuff out there and just start doing it, you start doing something and be okay with something that's not perfect, a momentum builds. There's something in your heart or your mind that just kind of shifts a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, I put that out there in front of all the world to see. And the world didn't end. And you know what? If I really feel like it sometime when I have some time or in the right mood, I can go back and change that thing. Or tweak it. And that I do. That's what I'm doing with the website. But I'm putting it out there. I'm not waiting until it's perfect to put it out there. Because if I do that, it'll never happen. And but once you do that, once you start putting stuff out there, you build a momentum. And so it's great. It's important to seize on that momentum and move forward. And it just feels great. Once you start rolling that ball down the hill, it's hard the first time. It's hard, getting it rolling. But once it's rolling, it might be rolling slowly, but it's rolling, and it becomes a little easier. So that's what I'm experiencing with just making these videos on YouTube and putting stuff on my blog, and it feels good. And so I'm excited to do more of it, and it feels good. So what has your experience been with perfectionism? I've got so many thoughts about it. I'll probably do some more videos on it, and I did a blog post over on my blog, gabeturner.com, and I'll link to it in the description. So go check that out. A little more stuff there. Leave a comment. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.